Hi everyone, welcome to Newegg TV. My name is Paul, and today we're going to be doing an unboxing and overview of this Noctua NH-C14 CPU heatsink fan. And let's just get right into this with an unboxing. While I'm taking this out of the box, I can tell you this has a 6-year manufacturer warranty from Noctua. Also, it is made of copper and aluminum that is nickel plated. There is a nice amount of packaging, of course. This is a fairly large heatsink fan. That's about all that's in there. And for compatibility, socket compatibility, that is, we have Intel LGA 1366, 1156, which also means it's 1155 compatible for Sandy Bridge. Also LGA 775, and for AMD we have AM2, AM2 Plus, and AM3. And AM3 means it's also AM3 Plus compatible. So first off, before we look at the cooler, let's take a look at all of our included accessories in this little box right here. Of course, we have an AMD set of bracket adapters for mounting to an AMD solution. We have common parts which are used no matter what type of bracket you are installing to, and we have an Intel set of brackets for mounting onto Intel cooling socket, Intel sockets I should say. We also have an installation guide here and manual, little sleeved pockets here which will tell you the instructions. They have conveniently separated Intel and AMD so you don't get too confused between those. And we have one of these nice things which is pretty much a Phillips head screwdriver, but it's a very long sort of Allen wrench style one that will allow you to secure this to the bracket when you're mounting it to your motherboard. I'm not going to go into the specific mounting instructions for Intel and AMD, but I can say that the instructions in the manual are very complete and very thorough. I did want to point out some of the common accessories that apply to both Intel and AMD mounting solutions. First off, you get a couple low noise here and ultra low noise adapters for both fans. There are 2 fans on this heatsink fan, so you can use either of those if you want to reduce the fan speed, which gives you a little bit less cooling, but a little bit less sound as well. Now, there is a couple configurations that I'll show you that you can do with this particular heatsink fan, but that does involve removing one of the fans. You can run it with a single fan, but they don't want you to lose that fan if you do remove it, because these are high-quality Noctua fans. So they've given you some case fan screws there to mount the fans to your case. They've also given you some rubberized ones here that you can use as well, which reduced some the vibration from the fans. They've also given you a couple adapters here, so you can actually take a 120mm fan bracket or fan port on your case and expand it to 140mm to fit these larger size fans. So nice to have all of those in the accessories. You also get a little Noctua case badge to put on your case, and of course you get some high quality NTH1 Noctua thermal compound for installing this for the first time. Also, one last thing is a little 3-pin to dual 3-pin fan adapter, so if you are using one of these in your case, you won't lose one of your fan pin headers, I should say. And now onto the NH-C14 itself. Now, I had mentioned earlier this little adapter here, the little 2-to-1 3-pin fan adapter. You can use that, as I mentioned, if you remove one of these fans, but actually chances are you're probably going to use it for your 2 fan headers right there, to double those up and go into your single CPU fan header. So you can use that for either purpose, though, depending on whether or not you use 1 or 2 fans. But the first thing you're probably going to notice about the C14 is that it is quite a beefy CPU heatsink fan. And the dimensions, in case you're wondering, are lengthwise 166 millimeters, widthwise 140 millimeters. These are 140 millimeter fans, and height or depth-wise 130 millimeters. So make sure you have room for this in your case, of course, if you're going to go with this solution. If you turn it around to this side, you can see that there are 6 heat pipes that run up from your CPU mounting plate down here up into the radiator up here. Down here, of course, we have the CPU heatsink, or the CPU mounting plate, pressure plate right there. And you do have these actual spring-loaded screws here on the side to make sure that as you mount this to your motherboard, you have the appropriate amount of tension on the CPU without, for instance, blowing your motherboard. So very nice to have those. Moving right along, again, there are a couple different fan configurations that you can use with this. So you can use it in dual fan mode, just like this. That will give you the most cooling available, but you will have a little bit more fan noise. You do have a couple other options though. You can run it in low profile mode by removing this top fan, and these fans are held on by brackets right there, and they also have rubber grommets, little inserts right there in between the radiator and the fan itself to again reduce vibration. But with the clips you can remove that fan. You can also remove it and flip the fan if you want to. You can have different cooling configurations. Right now it's set to direct the airflow downward, but by removing the top fan you get into low profile mode, and that basically gives you more clearance. For instance, if your case isn't wide enough to support this, it will bring the height of the unit down to 105 millimeters. You can also leave this top fan on and remove the lower fan. That will put you in high clearance mode. So for instance, if you have MOSFET radiators right here or over here that might conflict with this, you can remove that lower fan. Or for instance, memory modules with heat spreaders on them. By removing that, it will give you 65 millimeters of clearance between your motherboard and the radiator of the CPU heatsink fan itself. So a couple different options there for different cooling modes that you can put this in. Of course, you will lose a little bit of airflow if you do it that way, but gives you a little bit more flexibility. And that's going to wrap it up for our unboxing and overview of the Noctua NH-C14 CPU heatsink fan. I'm Paul with Newegg TV. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more tech videos just like it, please head over to our Newegg YouTube channel and don't forget to subscribe. Thank you for watching, and we will see you next time.